What's up, guys? We are back again, and we are going to be talking about something that normally I haven't been talking about on the channel. Like I said, I just did a ranch review, and again, it's been off for some years now, and I got out really into it. And there's other shows that I personally watched that I've either not gotten into for whatever kind of reason, or it just was better at one point, then it got real crappy at one point. But I want to go over into some shows that have been off the air for a while. And again, if you guys have never watched them, I highly recommend you do. That way you can at least have an opinion on it, or if you have watched it, by all means, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But we are going to be talking about I really love this show, Mike and Molly. If you guys never watched Mike and Molly, first off, go check it out. And then let me know what you thought. You know, I think that this show was absolutely off and on good and bad. And when I say good and bad, it is because when it first started out, and I know the show got a lot of, I would say, random hate. And the reason is because of course, body shaming and all this and that. But they didn't run from it. They didn't go, oh, why is, the one played Mike so big, or the one plays Molly, or, why she got a hot sister, or, semi, loudmouth, good looking mom or whatever. And there was just so much in the show that was either good or bad. And overall, I liked the show. I will still go back and rewatch it. But at the same time, there's just stuff about the show that really got me out of it. But let me go into what I like about the show rather than why I stopped watching. Because honestly, the reason why I stopped watching is because of it got too like, you never knew what was going on. Okay? Like, they made no sense in some parts of the story, and sometimes they did. I liked how no matter what, I'm gonna try to say this as best I can. No matter your weight, your looks, or whatever, you're gonna find somebody out there. You will find somebody out there, and it really does really show in this show. No pun intended, because Mike and Molly, Molly, her having a very big cash problem, Mike having a eating disorder, her having an eating disorder for multiple reasons. And I did like Molly at first, then I started to really dislike her because she started coming across like she was better than anyone else, and she was above, and like, oh, you gotta do this. Like the whole thing between Vince and her mom. I like Vince. He could have been a real ass at times, but he was still funny. And just never thought he was good enough for her mom. And her mom basically acted like more like a child than an adult, even though their mom was still funny. Now, I love Victoria. I love the one that plays Victoria, but the whole having her end up with Carl never really made no sense to me, because Carl, the entire time he chased her, nothing really happened. Then all of a sudden they start getting together, and there's really no point to that. I really didn't see the reason why. Like the one Harry that was a friend of theirs ended up gay for some reason. I don't see how, like, oh, let's make him gay. It's, dude, the entire time he was trying to chase Victoria, and right when it seemed like she cared about him, you're gonna like, oh, tell the audience he's gay. It made no sense. It made no sense. It was absolutely stupid. It was like, oh, well, let's do this because, it's going to be funny, or this. I don't know. I don't know why they put that in there. It would have made a lot more sense to have them at least try to date. Maybe she can't get into him because she is, just maybe doesn't find him attractive, or they just don't get along together, or something. It just made no sense to me. It literally made no sense to me. And then all of a sudden you had, Molly, the one played Molly, getting, slimmer down, and the one played Victoria, she was gaining a little weight because, again, both of them, whether having children or whatever, and then the one played Victoria started getting crap, which made me angry because it's like, ones are giving crap for their weight. Dude, I don't give a crap about the weight. I was caring more about their performance rather than anything else. I was caring about the story. I was caring about the comedy. I was caring about how these characters have grown. Like, one of the things I absolutely hated Mike's mom. I did. I thought she was a old bat shrew that needed to keep her mouth shut, that never did anything other than complain. And that's pretty much what she was. And Mike, he really grew as a character to where he got out of his comfort zone and then tried doing this and tried doing that, and then finding out a little bit more about Peggy's background, more about Mike's background, same thing with Molly's background, and about how losing her dad at a young age, and then also having to be the adult of the house, how her sister was a pothead and a party girl, and she was a very beautiful girl and partied and all this, that, and the other, and Molly was always trying to be the responsible one. And then finally at the very end, they adopt a child, and then they end up finding out that, hey, Molly's pregnant after trying for so long. And again, I will say this: if you are struggling with a weight problem, do the best you can and you will lose that weight. Or if not, then maybe you need some extra help, or you need to find something else that works for you, because one thing that's going to work for somebody else will not work for somebody else. Now, I say this out of experience because I have struggled with weight off and on, and people that want to give me crap for my weight, you can stick it for all I care. But I do like this show, but there's some characters after a while, you just want to look at them and go, dude, I don't want to see you anymore. I don't want to look at these characters anymore. And it gets to that point, you just don't want to deal with these characters anymore. Now, I would say the first 4 or 5 seasons are really good, but then later on down the line, it just gets really repetitive, and it gets really stupid, and you're looking at them like, okay, what are they doing out the story? The story ain't really going anywhere. It's not changing anything. Molly went from a school teacher to a successful writer somehow, and then Mike, he just, he was a cop most of the time. Then Victoria, she just went back and forth, was doing, putting makeup on dead bodies, and then I can't remember what she did, and then, Mike's mom just stayed the way she was, tried dating his captain, and that was a disaster. I mean, it was funny, but it was a disaster, I will say that. And overall, I do like the show. I will go back to watch the show at certain episodes, but there are certain episodes I'll be like, nah, this ain't for me, and I'll just put it down, and I'll go to another episode or whatever. I'll go probably to the earlier episodes, because I think that it had more comedy and it had more heart and soul. And when I say heart and soul, it felt like that they actually put their time in, and then after a while, you can see when a show's been running for so long, and it just kind of feels like they're just on the hamster wheel, so to speak. That they're just sitting there, and they're just going through the motions rather than just having fun and enjoying what they're doing and enjoying the comedy. Now, again, it could have been the writing, it could have been the producers and the creators of the show, or it could have been the actors, for all I know. I don't know. I'm not there behind the scenes. I'm not there I'm not here to make fun of any of the actors or the actresses. I'm only giving my opinion on a show. But I do like Mike and Molly. Would I recommend it for anybody? Yes, I would. I would say give it a chance. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you do, you do. You don't, you don't. This show is not for everybody. Again, if you don't like some of the comments, then don't watch the show. That's what I've always heard. If you don't like certain things about shows or movies, then don't watch them. But at the same time, at least watch it. That way you can have an opinion. And that's the reason why I am going to start doing different series reviews very soon, because there's a lot of TV shows out there that I personally watch that I've never done a review on, that I would personally like to do a review on. Because there's been other movies and shows that I've seen these actresses and actresses in. I know the one plays Mike, he's in another show. I personally don't watch it because I do not find it interesting. Miss McCarthy, she gets a lot. Oh, the reason you're famous because you're related to Jenny McCarthy. I don't think Melissa McCarthy's that good of an actress. I think the really only time she really shined in anything was really Mike and Molly, and that one, Identity Thief. That was probably the only things I really liked her in. Other than that, I didn't really like her in that much anything else for movies or TV. The one played Victoria. I've seen her in multiple movies and shows. I think she's a good actress. I've seen, again, the one played Mike stand up. I've not really seen nothing. The one that played Carl. I've seen the one that played Molly's mom in a few shows and movies. Same thing with the one that played Mike's mom and a few of the other actors. But other than that, I think that Mike and Molly is a decent show. 1 out of 10, I give it maybe a 6 or 7. But don't leave it up to my review. Go check it out for yourself. Let me know what you think. You guys have never heard the show, give it a shot. It is comical, but at the same time, you may get driven out after time, because there's things about a show you're going to like. Same thing I said about The Ranch. But let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. Hope you guys are enjoying this. This is something new that I really want to do for the channel, is start talking about different shows and just to give you guys some more content. And again, There's a reason why I'm doing this as well, just in case you guys are unfamiliar. I am going to be moving very soon, so if there's nothing really new on the channel other than stuff that's already been on TV or not really relevant, please do not be so hard on me for that. Is I'm just trying to give you guys other content to watch while I'm trying to come up with fresh content that is relevant to whether movies, TV shows, games, whatever I like to put on the channel. So let me know what you guys think about this show down in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next one.